Woke, liberal, white women. What in the world has happened to them? Yep, as I would argue, white, liberal, woke women are on the precipice of destroying all of Western civilization. And that's why, in this particular video, I wanted to have more of a kind of nuanced perspective about what is really going on here, since it's not really all bad, but there's this one particular clip from Love is Blind that really does highlight our modern problem with the bigger population collapse that we are on the precipice of, which is going to be extremely dangerous for the world many times over, as we're finding out that women, more specifically, are catered towards advertising, as there are now a number of research studies and investigations that show that clearly women are more likely to engage in advertising and to consume products that they are shown, as they are more susceptible towards groupthink. I think it's fair to argue throughout the last few years, the groupthink has created a kind of mass hypnosis of hysteria, delusion, and insanity. Specifically, where we're seeing videos like this on street corners of Pennsylvania, where white women are the basic epitome of white women now.
Trust black women, they lead the way. Oh, we're mad as hell. Okay.
Oh, we could tell, Becky. We could tell, Karen, and it doesn't give us the best representation of what you guys are going through. As of course, there's even crazy hysterical videos like this showing two older women inside of an elevator literally berating and beating up a black man and then screaming out that Black Lives Matter because, quote, he didn't wear a face diaper.
Get out! Don't touch me!
Don't you have
Do not touch me!
Get out!
Do not touch me!
Get out! I'm not touching you. Oh, did you just hit me? Did you just hit me?
You just hit me!
You just hit me? You too?
Black Lives Matter!
Yo, this is racist.
Yes, Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. And this delusion, this insanity, I think, was perfectly captured in this larger moment from reality TV. And again, I always question reality TV because a lot of it isn't reality. A lot of it is kind of staged here, regardless of if this is even staged or not. But this clip is definitely creating a firestorm of conversation online right now, as we have one of the contestants now turning down her fiance because he doesn't share the same political opinions on Black Lives Matter, which she says herself she's not that well informed on. Yep. Total hypocrisy, total delusion. But this clip here truly just shows you how we are in big trouble.
I love you so much. But I've always wanted a partner to be on the same wavelength. And so today I can't.
Whoa!
I'm sorry, but I don't want that to be misunderstood. I still love you and everything about you is amazing. Mm-hmm. And I care about you so much.
That's why I'm not marrying you. Because you're, quote, not on the same wavelength. What does that mean? Well, then, this crazy, delusional, wild, insane Karen goes on after having multiple conversations with multiple people saying, I'm okay. I'm totally okay. She's totally not okay. She's totally not fine. Clearly a larger kind of disheveled emotional mess that clearly isn't thinking clearly. And this poor guy, you could see here struggling, sitting down, being like, man, I don't know what the hell happened here. But this woman, specifically a white woman, we'll tell you why the significance of that is important in just a little bit here, describes her larger decision making.
A sermon online.
From his church.
About, sexual identity.
Okay.
And it was traditional.
Oh no! He watched a sermon online. His church believes in traditional roles. They don't believe in the LGBTQ larger kind of mass psychosis propagandized psyop version of society that, of course, they want everyone living under the thumb of. Oh, that's bad. That's horrible.
I told that to Ben. And
Is that
he doesn't really have much to say about it, you know?
He didn't have anything to say. He wasn't pissed off that a traditional church is being traditional. He's not going out for the popular thing like everyone else is in our society. And this is why it's important, because this plays into the larger kind of survival mechanisms that a lot of people have inherently genetically coded into them, specifically women that are based off the old kind of tribal values where they understand we need approval. So there's a larger kind of psychological hypnosis happening here, especially with subliminal mind control, essentially with the establishment reinforcing, repeating these old age frickin' lies that to be popular, you need to eugenicize yourself. You need to be a strong, independent woman. You need to fight back against the patriarchy and the man. They're not getting construction jobs there, honey. They're not working in the sewers, all right? They're not working when it comes to, cleaning out septic tanks or pest control. They're not doing it. There's no equality there. There's only equality when, of course, the jobs are cushy. The jobs are nice. And even then, they complain about the air conditioner being on too much when they dress scantily clad and men have to wear frickin' suits. I got the level of delusion, but this video continues, and it just infuriates me because this is what a lot of people are dealing with in the dating pool. And this is the hijacking of our society, the hijacking of our institutions. Before continuing on and playing more of these particular videos, we have to tell you about the sponsor of today's video, and that, of course, is our own form of marketing and propaganda that will counteract a lot of the nonsense out there that is regurgitated to the general public. You got to fight back against the larger kind of despotic, dangerous, demonic messaging of our society. And the best way to fight back is, of course, through T-shirts, because a lot of things on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook, all those things carefully curated for women to create this kind of larger mind virus that they're all going through right now that's going to lead the world to not reproducing, not having kids, not being married, not having successful relationships. As, of course, the online adult industry also plays a major role in that, by the way. So it's a larger conspiracy, in my opinion, that's unfolding right now that we have to fight back more than ever, as, of course, a lot of white women are also fat. Fight back against that with our Make America Not Fat Again shirt, which you could get exclusively on thebestpoliticalshirts.com. We got a lot of great shirts. You just keep scrolling here, and the amount of shirts that you will find that will fight back against this nonsense, and then maybe you'll be able to find a real one. I met a fan about 2 weeks ago at the biohacking expo, and he was like, hey, man, like, I'm really struggling here. I can't, like, these women are crazy. And I'm like, yeah, they're pretty crazy. And it's very difficult to find a mate now that is aligned with your political views, as it definitely does look like there's a larger gender war and conflict out there meant to divide and conquer us. That's why I create shirts like this, to kind of attain the right women in my particular life. And I wear these shirts. I have another shirt that's a little bit spicy that says unblanked blank for $8,000 a load. Great shirt, by the way. You find people like that automatically. Usually it's older women that are like, ah. Anyway, that shirt's available on thebestpoliticalshirts.com. That's the best shirt. The Latinas here in Miami, boom, bada bing, bada boom. Shooting fish in the barrel hill. Anyway, this shirt right here is pretty great. And it shows normies full of seed oils, and it shows me filled with protein, freedom, caffeine, indignation, sovereignty, and riz. Can't recommend this shirt enough. One of the many shirts. Get it on thebestpoliticalshirts.com. The one I'm wearing right now says Freedom Super Spreader. Also available on thebestpoliticalshirts.com, and then you support this independent media network at the same time. Let's continue on from this kind of brain rot that this woman is dealing with, as she then goes on further and describing her larger hypotheses to why she can't marry the man of her dreams that's super incredible to her, that's super nice to her, because he doesn't believe in the same kind of in-group propagandized nonsense and crap that she has been programmed to believe in.
I want them to think about that stuff. Sometimes I did wonder if it was surface, fun, carefree love that we had. Equality, religion, the vaccine.
Yeah. That's another big one that, of course, we can't mention here on this particular broadcast here. And it's a shame that truly this man had to go through this, as he, of course, was hugged by his family members afterwards, as they were, saying, hey, it's kind of crappy to be, really crappy. It's really messed up to be left at the altar because you don't believe in BLM. kidding me? Now, this young man dodged the bullet. This white woman, who, again, looks like she's about to enter her 30s, she's probably going to, let's be honest here, with the way that our American diet, she's probably going to plump up a lot, all right? She's going to be a porker coming up soon. Let's just be real with ourselves. Let's just be real. Vast majority of Americans dealing with obesity, high cholesterol, high BMI, and some people would argue that people like this have a higher BMI than IQ. But anyway, that's not me. That's not me. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. That's rude. That's mean. That's not cool. Okay? No, I'm trendy. I'm cool. I'll play along. I'll be nice. Yeah, right. Anyway, this man dodged the bullet. But this man also wasted away years out of his life investing into a woman that just dropped him out of nowhere because of the mass psychosis that has been going around, that has been pinning people against each other, which is absolutely destructive towards the social and cultural cohesion of our larger society. And it's extremely unfortunate because these people could have had a successful, happy relationships. They could have had kids. They could have reproduced. They could have cared about our shared kind of values here. They could have had an amazing and incredible life. And sadly, this guy's probably going to be looking at other women to restart again with, and hopefully it's another kind of learning lesson to be more discerning. If you're a man, a lot of men are just happy to get any kind of attention. The loneliness epidemic is real because of this larger kind of gender war that's happening. That's absolutely meant to destroy women from the inside, and that's exactly what's happening right now. I would say biologically, men are also destroyed. Soyboy estrogen to the level of like crazy gay frogs. But anyway, before I deviate and go off on other larger kind of biological tangents here, as our biology is also being affected specifically with our reproduction rates, with our hormones, with our physical health, with our ability to reproduce, that also is going down dramatically. And this is why having good, key, successful relationships early on is so important towards the health of the baby, but also towards the health of a good society. And I would say our society is absolutely sick. It is rotten from inside, and there are multiple factors that are destroying it. And I would say one of the key factors is adult content. Second context to all of this would be, of course, the larger bastardization and the psyoping and the destroying of Western women to be propagandized into these types of women that now have to deal with just these horrible choices that they're making. That's going to essentially leave them to be single, old, cat ladies with toxoplasmosis. And again, I feel for this guy. But again, the onus, again, it's always the man's fault. Let's be honest. That's how we should always kind of see it. Sometimes no, but sometimes yes. But overall, you got to discern. Okay, what do you believe? This is what I believe. This is who I am. And many times, men are just happy to get attention, just happy to get any kind of woman. And many times, they're like, yeah, I'll be whatever you want me to be. And then overall, you start spending time with somebody, and then they're not that person, okay? So men also selling people a bill of goods, not being their true selves, not speaking their kind of true mind, not leading leads to these particular situations. So the responsibility is on both people here, and it should be our job to try to keep women away from the larger kind of mass hypnosis propaganda that is self-destructive.
Was it like the time frame?
I mean, I knew the whole time coming into this, the time frame, like, that's not, like, I feel like I know him. Like, really.
Yeah.
Like, I remember, like, I asked him about, like, Black Lives Matter, and I'm no expert. But, like, when I asked him about it, he was like, I guess I never really thought too much about it. That affected me. Let's play the scenario. I'm on a date. Oh, what do you think about Black Lives Matter? It's a communistic psyop meant to, of course, divide populations by racist, bigoted people that just want an excuse to hate white people and be in perpetual victimhood mindset. Karen, that's what I think. I wouldn't be that aggressive. I would do a little bit more slide, but goodness gracious, if you're a man, you're asked about this, give straight answers, give clear answers. And this portion here, this conversation, really, that's gonna destroy your relationships here. As again, these women are being led down into a path of slaughter. They are the literal cattle. Some of them are just fat as cattle. Fat cattle being just ushered into this larger kind of social kill zone that they are celebrating themselves walking into. That's what we're seeing here. Over 50% of liberal women
under 30 have a mental health issue. You go over 30, bigger issue at play here, as of course liberal white women document the least satisfaction, the least happiness, the most amount of SSRI usages, antidepressant usage, huge, tremendous, through the frickin' roof. And you tell why I'm passionate about this, because obviously there's my own personal experiences that I will keep private here. But we got to understand, Elon Musk just retweeted this man talking about the propaganda that he was going through as a liberal Democratic voter, saying this. Let me just say this, that it is incredibly difficult to break out of a liberal media echo chamber once you are in it. Women especially are susceptible to a lot of this kind of group think because of their DNA, because of their genetics, because of their survival mechanisms. They have to see what is everyone doing and what are the messaging that they're getting. They're getting, no, you got to be pro BLM or else you're bad. You're going to be ostracized from society. No, you gotta take these proceedings. No, oh, you got to go along with the eugenics movement. No, you got to be a strong, independent woman. No, you got to be a girl boss. No, you got to serve the corporate overlords and not your family. That's disgusting. As let's just be real with ourselves. For the last 75 years, women have been socially engineered to believe that this is evil and immoral. Guess what? It's not. It was actually pretty beautiful, pretty amazing. Sure, there were some men that were taking advantage of the situation. Those men deserve to be ostracized, called out, and there should be a larger kind of reckoning for men that abuse their positions of authority. But the authority should have been done in a more kind of, careful, kind of respectful way. But overall, a lot of men were very careful, a lot of very loving. And you can't throw out the baby in the bathwater with exceptions to the rules, because there are exceptions to every rule, and it's very difficult to talk about these topics because there are very kind of big generalized statements that we're making here. As of course, a lot of people say it's just white women that are responsible for voting Democrat. Well, they do vote for Democrats usually. This time around, white women, 47% of them voted for Kamala Harris. 52% of them, overwhelmingly more, voted for Donald Trump. But you look at Hispanic women, overwhelmingly voting for the Democratic Party. Black women, overwhelmingly voting for Kamala Harris and the Democratic political party. So is the onus just on white women? No, I think it's on all women, but I think there has been a larger kind of propaganda effort to make white women look bad and to attack them and to further this larger divide, which we should be careful of not perpetrating too much. And I should be careful, and I should be a little bit more careful with how I express myself on these particular topics, since, of course, a lot of women are more catering towards the larger kind of emotional reactions rather than more of the logical reactions. That's why they're most susceptible towards advertising and groupthinks, and of course vibes and timelines and shared energies, like that crazy woman described that dumped her lover at the altar and just really embarrassed him for the whole world to see. But this is what Matt von Sewell continues to say. Quote, the volume of peer pressure weaponized to shame and silence any dissenting voices or even reasonable questions is mind-blowing. A lot of very open-minded, incredible, intelligent individuals are genuinely terrified to ask questions or seek the truth. I have a lot of empathy for these people because that was me just a couple of months ago. It took a horrific hurricane and a massive government failure to wake me up. Without it, I would still be looking down my nose at MAGA, thinking I was better and smarter person than you. The left-wing media literally trains you to think this way. It's a game of moral superiority in which you are always the winner, even if your idea is the loser, because it's coming from you. And you are the better person because you agree with them and have the experts on your side. It's impossible to change a mind like that, like mine. What woke me up was seeing my life not fitting into a media narrative. I saw that what I thought was just news was actually a hand-picked, carefully crafted story to make me believe exactly one way. It wasn't news. It was a storybook. And once you see that, it's impossible to unsee it. And that should be a message to your favorite liberal white woman that you're going to send this video to right now to hopefully help awaken, bring us together, because if we don't, all of Western civilization is going to collapse, and we are on the precipice of it collapsing, since, of course, we're dealing also with the major significant population crash. Ish is hitting the fan. It is very real. It is very serious. Get on it, boys. Lead in the right way. screen in the right way, but also let's try to do something in our power to try to bring people together and stop this larger kind of divide and conquer agenda that really is a larger eugenics operation. How do we do that? I don't have the answers. What do you think the answer is? Let me know in the description, in the comment section below. Get a t-shirt, speak your mind, discern, and be an open, honest, real person with who you are to everyone out there. I love you guys. Stay tuned for more here on youtube.com/wearechange.